Today's episode is made possible through the continuing support of the wonderful Dominic Vogel and dozens of other people just like you. Check out the links below in the description to see how you can get involved in not only supporting this, but in the community. There's a giant Discord, there's all kinds of stuff going on. Check it out, see what you like, come join us. Hi guys, welcome back to the bench. Today we're doing electronic shoot with Anos, who is here, and we're going to get a look at the new soldering iron. We've done some substantial upgrades thanks to the support of viewers like you, and we've got a Hakko FX951, and this thing, like, oh my god, it's got features. It's got a little plastic programming card, and this is the giant upgrade. And to upgrade the upgrade, because the upgrade comes with this. This is the stock wand. What do they call this?
Soldering iron?
This
iron
part. This is the iron part? Okay. This is the stock one that comes with it, FM-2027. And I put the biggest tip that came in the pack with it. So that's the biggest, chunkiest tip I got. Now for comparison, my normal wand is an FX8801. So that's my normal tip that I'm used to. And this is the big, chunky unit of a tip. And then as an upgrade to it, I was given an FM-2032, which is fucking microscopic.
It'd be great for doing little SMT jobs.
That's exactly what this is for. This is the SMT rig. That's why this and the next video, it's all about the super tiny. So there's my regular tip, and there's the super micro tip. So it's pretty epic. And this is the one that I have hooked to it at the moment, because the idea behind this is we're going to use this for the micro stuff, for all the SMT, because I took my test and failed it abysmally. It looks like a demilitarized.
That's pretty globby.
Yeah, that's bad. So, but this is where we were with doing this without a microscope and with just a regular soldering iron. Like, it's a good soldering iron, but this is not what you use for that if you know what you're doing. Trade-off is I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Or if you're doing a lot of it. Because like onesie-twosie, that's not,
it's not so bad.
Right.
And like you can absolutely do 1206 and maybe 0805 with this, okay. But you get down to the 06 and the 04s and just fucking forget it. You're not. And in response to this, 50 people are about to post videos in the comments of like, Chad can do it.
I should have brought my board along because I did mine with a regular soldering iron.
Yeah, we'll compare. But this is what we've got, is the FX951, and we're going to set it up and learn about it. This is the first time I've even plugged it into power. Okay. So I've got you here. I've got proper adult supervision. I got my little programming card in the slot. That's
got to be for like schools or something educational, so people don't go screwing with settings.
I think it's for schools. I think it's for industry.
Okay.
I think it's so like the supervisor comes along, punches your temperatures in, and takes the card, and you can see this hangs on a keychain. So this is the don't fuck with it card. I'm just leaving mine right in there.
There's no need to screw with it here.
I've got this tip on it. So we're already different off the hop. Now, something to note, this is actually kind of cool. The base for this, the stand, whatever, has a cord on it that is tangled with everything else. So this has a cord on the back, and it plugs in with a headphone jack.
For lighting? For what?
No. It's got, in the little box, there's a micro switch. It's hinged. You can... Okay, so when you put the thing in it, like we'll get a shot of that. When you put this has a little give to it.
Right.
And it hinges up here, and it actuates a micro switch in the thing. So you plug the other end of this, because I too, when I first saw it, I was like, why has it got a headphone jack? Is this thing play MP3s or something? No, you plug this in the back, and there's a spot.
Okay. So it turns
I got 3 cameras and I can't show this. So it plugs in the back here, and it senses when you put the iron down.
So it puts it into like a sleep mode or a low power mode.
It like it doesn't turn it off, but it takes it down to like 200 degrees or something like that. It's in the manual. I gave you the manual.
Yeah,
have you read the manual?
You know.
We got to read the manual. We're going to do this. We're going to set this thing up. We got to be, we're professionals, man. People are counting on us.
So does that base come with it by default, or is that an add-on option?
I think the base comes with it by default.
Okay.
It did for me.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So I'm going to turn it on. Is there any Vulcan mind pinch that I should do in powering this up for the first time? Or do we just turn it on?
Initialization. Hit the power switch.
Okay, I'm hitting the power switch.
Is it plugged in on the other side?
I'm guessing not. It's all like nothing's happening here, man.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta go digging. Let me find the other end of the plug. Oh yeah, that's there's your problem right there.
Oh, yeah.
There's your problem. Second problem being how to cram my head in the hole to plug it in. I'm going in.
And you got a small head too.
I got a tiny head. I don't need a lot of room in there on account of I'm kind of dumb. I'm unplugging the mini disc unit.
Oh, because why would we need it right now?
I'm just guessing we're not going to need the mini disc at the moment. Okay, I got it plugged in. We're professionals.
Initial setup. Apply power.
Apply power. Applying power.
Hey, the lights come
It's on. It does stuff. And it's set to the same temperature as the other one came set to 750. I've never changed it.
Yeah.
It just does.
What is that in science units?
SLP. Sleep mode. Let's wake up. Hey, you pick it up and it does a thing.
Can you switch it to...
It just beeps when it's...
Can you switch it to centigrade, or is it fixed on... Let's see here.
Why would I want to go to centigrade? We're in America. We use freedom units.
America, the country with a foot fetish?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, I'm just going to touch this on here and see... Oh my God.
That's quick.
Oh, that's cool. That's so cool.
Are we going to take a little bit of the solder wick and see how well it works with that for cleaning up a blob?
For that tiny? You can use solder wick with that?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you be able to?
Because the tip is microscopic? But I'll give it a shot.
There's going to be so much room for jokes here.
It's just the tip, and only for a minute. I'm not zoomed in that far to be able to show that. I was going to talk about the machine, not actually using it.
We
but
can do that.
Learn something about the machine that people need to know, and I'll try this on here because I got a big ass blob.
I mean, it's just a soldering iron. It shouldn't be rocket surgery.
You would think so. Wow, this really does just like the solder wick doesn't really, it works, but not very well because it's so damn tiny.
Yeah, doesn't have the contact area to warm it up enough.
Yeah, like, well, it does. I melted it to it. I got solder on the thing. I got solder off, and I did clean up the gungy blob right there. Like, it's better than it was. Here, let's show this melts solder right where you want it to. This is so awesome. I really like it. This is night and day for what I'm used to with doing SMD.
So now you're gonna have to get some of that angel hair solder.
Angel hair solder?
The super fine stuff.
This isn't tiny enough? This giant chunky thing? How about the other one? I got some here that's like 1/8 inch. You could step up to that. I've never seen finer solder. I'm sure it exists. I've just never messed with it. But what I'm going to is I'm going right out of the solids and into the liquids. I have Chip Quick SMD 291 Alpha X-ray. It's got 63 snooze and 37 pubs. So yeah, it's great.
I've never used the soldering paste before, but I think we're going to give that a try at some point here, aren't we?
Yeah. I've experimented a little bit.
Yeah?
I like it. I don't know, like there's people that talk about the
the squeegees.
stencils and
Yeah.
shit,
So-
and I don't know anything about it.
I've ordered a few boards off of JLPCB over the years, or JCL PCB, whatever.
Okay.
And you have the option to get a stencil when you order your board.
Oh, they'll make you one.
Yeah,
Like all
it'll-
cut out.
It'll come with your board. It's
Does it come on the board and you just like squeegee it and then peel it off after? Or?
no, you put the one stencil on your board, you squeegee some over, you go to the next one. Because think of all the wastage that you'd have there in high and low spots or whatever, if there's
Okay.
any warp to the board.
Okay.
So you just, it comes with the board. So
That's worth checking out.
Yeah.
All right. So how do we change temperature? What things can we change on here? I got 4 buttons and I'm a twitchy little man. So I'm like, what can I fuck with on this?
Insert the control card to the front of the unit.
It's in.
Enter the hundreds digit.
What the fuck is the hundreds digit?
The one on the farthest left.
Oh, shit's happening.
You confused it.
750. Okay, and sleep.
I wonder if you lift that out of there.
I take it out of sleep mode. All right, so what do I do?
Just hit the up and down buttons here.
Nothing happens.
Huh. So, insert the control card into the front of the unit.
Card is
Enter
in.
the hundreds digit. Enter the tens digit.
Okay, but how do I get a little blinky light on the side there when I press stuff.
And the asterisk is enter.
What's pound do?
It doesn't show a pound in this menu.
All right, let's try this. I'll take it out. Oh, you got to do it when it's not in sleep mode. So what temperature do I want? Or is 750 okay?
I do 400C. I don't know what that is in freedom units.
I don't know. It says 750 right here.
Yeah.
So that does that.
And
That
then
does that.
shifts it over. So
Do I have any other things I can change in here? Like wait time, sleep time? Does it have an auto power off if I leave it sitting for 20 minutes and don't dick with it? Like,
tip offset value.
yeah, I saw a thing in there for the tip offset value for like if the thermocouple in your tip doesn't report 100% accurately to everything else, you can change it for people that care about their soldering temperature to like the degree.
Yeah.
There's people that do, like it's a thing.
For production stuff where you need to hit.
Yeah, where it's like you have to
your-
hold this on here for 1 second and then do this and then
do
yeah,
that,
I can see that.
For doing QA stuff, and I can see how process stuff has to be well documented and all that. Entering 10 digits, displays, normal mode, data entry. How do we get to data entry? So we've reached the extent of that manual.
So that's pretty much like all the basics of it. Like it's easy to change the temperature. It's easy to program it. You can do a lot of really advanced stuff with it, like tip offset values and stuff like that. If you need that for what I'm doing, I probably don't. But this is the entire manual that comes with it. There really isn't a whole lot, and we've read through it, and we're like, okay, that's cool, but we don't need that. This is clearly way more tool than I can be justified in being allowed to own. This is for people that solder at a level higher than him, and he solders for serious. This is like a Kidwellian tool. This is the thing he would use. Because Paul does like serious soldering, production environment, like that's his job.
Right.
So I can see him buying stuff like this for his workbench. The funny thing is he probably wouldn't buy this for the people on the floor that are actually soldering 10,000 things. I don't know.
No, I mean, that would be like a test bench kind of thing.
Yeah, this is for serious stuff. But for
I bet he rocks Weller almost exclusively.
I don't know, but we should ask him. He'll be in town at the end of the week.
Yeah?
Yeah. So for now, I'm going to turn it off. This is going to be used for SMD stuff. I'm going to continue using my big chunky one for the basic kits. And because I'm still learning, and if I'm going to fuck up a soldering iron, I'd like to fuck up the cheap one. We've got the FX888D, which has been my go-to soldering iron for months now. And as I grow, as I progress, I have a feeling my line is if I'm doing SMD stuff where like I've got the hot air thing going, stuff like that, I'm using this. And I have a feeling, because this has happened to me with other tools in the past, when I'm ready to be using this, I'll know. Like I have the feeling like, because I'll either need the really tiny tip or I'll be doing stuff beyond the level of just the 888.
Do those use the same connector? Can you put the tiny tip on the other iron?
I think so.
Okay.
This has that plug, so it's 8 pins?
8-pin round in?
8-pin round in. And this one... No, plug's different.
Okay.
This doesn't have as many pins.
6-pin.
Yeah, so this is a 6-pin on the 888D, and this is an 8-pin. You can see there's what the plug looks like. So they are not cross-compatible. I'm guessing this has different power or more precise reporting.
It's a thermocouple in there. It's 2 wires. I mean, that doesn't...
It's something different in where the heater is on this. Like in this, the heater is way down in the end, as opposed to being like up here. I can even show you one of the tips. This is one of the tips for it.
Okay.
And it's got electrical connections here at the end. You can see there's a big ceramic insulator, and then these two things I got to think are electrical connections. And then we go out to the body. There's also a pair of little tiny holes in the end. That might be my thermocouple pins. But I'm not 100% on that. We'd have to autopsy one of these to find out. And I really don't want to destroy one. They're all brand new.
Not until they're ready to be destroyed.
Yeah, when I wear one out eventually, we'll autopsy this. But I'll bet the 2 big connections there are for heat. And the 2 little pinholes in the end are electrical connections to the thermocouple. Now, we should be able to check this here.
Yeah, where's your multimeter?
Come off. Okay, so can we see up there? I need a tiny flashlight. I'm going to grab a flashlight. So this has the same connections. I'm going to grab a flashlight real quick.
All right.
All right, so I want to get a look down in here. I do not see pins. Let's try from above. I don't see pins in the end of that.
Yeah, neither do I. It looks like it's set up so it can twist.
Yeah, it looks like it just goes in any direction. So the little holes on the end must be like an air vent or something.
Could be.
And I got a bunch of, it comes with this, which is delightful.
Yeah, it's like a little pencil holder, like.
Yeah, and it holds all your tips.
So
It's got plenty of room.
When I walked in and saw that, I just thought that it was a little screwdriver kit thing.
That holds all your tips, and you can it comes with a wide variety of tips. Like I got a whole pack of them, of a variety of fruit flavors, and I just picked the biggest, chunkiest one. So to put your tip in, I put this on here. I think that locks it down.
Okay.
And then you run the tip through that. And the tip goes all the way down to the end. Like there's an end stop. And then you run this in.
So it works kind of the same way as TRS.
Yeah, it's kind of like a TRS plug.
Yeah.
And then these lock in place. And you've got your tip in there. And this one is huge.
That's the one that I thought was a screwdriver when I first walked in here.
Yeah. So that's a first look at it. That's the Hakko FX951. You're going to see this in a lot of upcoming videos as I get tortured and abused and pushed through the world of SMD. But I want to thank my awesome supporters. This particular one was sent in by the same gentleman who did that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's pretty epic, and we're doing a lot of cool stuff. If you're interested in the electronics series where Otis and I are going to be teaching you guys all the basics of electronics, I have a couple books you're going to have to read because we got to do it out of the books.
Okay, yeah, we probably have to do it in order so people can follow along easily.
It's going to be in order out of a pair of books. I put the books in my Amazon store. Check the link below in the description. All the tools I use, all the books, all the reference materials, every kit, everything we recover, you can get it all in my Amazon store because I want to be able to do this in a way where you can follow along and do it at home. But we're going to do a whole electronics series, soup to nuts, of like starting with the basic theory all the way to way more advanced stuff, like everything. It's everything. There's no limit to it. It's hundreds, thousands of videos, whatever we got to do. It's just fun. Just hanging out, making cool shit, putting it on the internet.
All right.
So, and it's going to start with a decent soldering iron. So thank you guys for hanging out. We'll see you next time. That's it.